Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're doing 3.3, applying the the cosine law. So we have two formulas here. This is the given equation. A squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos A. And I've rearranged it for solving for the angle A, which is cos A equals a squared minus b squared minus c squared all over minus 2bc. Okay? So you really have to be important to how you label this, right? So they have Q, R, and S. And Q and R. So we still take the same formula. We are looking for the side. So if you're looking for the side, you want to use this first formula for law of cosines. Okay. And we'll fill in what we have, right? So, and again, we can use, obviously we're in the cosine section, but this is when we have side, angle, side, SAS, which we talked about in one of our previous videos of 3.1. Okay. So now we're going to fill everything in to our formula here. Now remember, this is the one that you're looking for, so I'm looking for Q, so I'll fill in A as Q, and then the other R and S do not matter, they just have to be consistent. So if you got a B there, we'll call that lower S, and then we got the R there, we'll call lower R. Alright, so we said A was Q, B was S, and C was R. So we have S, R, and the angle we have to present for Q. Okay? So I just substituted all those values in. Now we're going to plug in what we know. Okay? We know S is 3.2. 3.2 squared. We know R is 3.1. 3.1 squared. We know S is 3.2. And we know R is 3.1. And then the angle we were given was 66 degrees. So now we'll do order of operations, remember? Okay? The last thing we're going to do is square this, so we'll just leave it as Q squared at first. So we're going to take 3.2 and square it, and we get, and square this, and we get 10.4, square 3.1, and we get 9.61, multiply 2 by 3.2 by 3.1. Now you can do that all in one step, but I'm going to take my time with this. And I get 19.84. Remember, it's negative. Okay. This is the key. This is one of the crucial mistakes people make. They try to add this, subtract, then cosine. No, this is separate because it's multiplication. So we can add these and do this at once, right? And at the same time. So we're going to add these two numbers together. 10.24 plus 9, 10.24 plus 9.61, and we get 19.85. And now we can multiply these. So we go to our graphing, or go to our calculator. I'm going to do that with you. We got minus 19.84 cosine 66. We got minus 8.069. Minus 8.069. 6, and so on. Okay. We're going to add 19.85 to that. So we say plus 19.85. And we get 11.80345. So we add those two numbers together, and we got 11.780345, and so on. And then the final step is to take the square root of both sides. So if we take the square root of Q squared, we get Q, and then we need to take the square root of 11.78 and so on. And when we do that, we get Q equal to so I'll do second function, square root, second function answer. So that means I'm taking the square root of that number that's there, hit enter, I get 3.43, 225, 3.43, 225, and so on. And it doesn't say to solve, so I'll go to one place after the decimal, and we get 3.4 centimeters. So the final answer has my rounded. And again, if it doesn't say to round to one place after the decimal would be great. And there we go. That's it. And you could find the angles. If you wanted to now, using a lot of signs, you could find either one of those angles, right? Okay. Let's look at example 2. Solve for angle F. So this is side, side, side. So when we have three sides, we can use the cosine law. Side, 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 we can find an angle. So this is the formula we want to use this time. So we're going to rewrite the formula, fill in what we have. So if we're finding angle F, with the question mark, so we'll call that F, right? So everywhere we see F or an A, we put an F. B and C don't matter, so they can be D and E. Oh, D and E. D and E. Or E and D, it doesn't make a difference. But you have to be consistent with the A's, right? With cos A and side A. So that's going to be cos F, side F. And then the E and D don't matter. Alright? So it doesn't matter the order you put those. So we fill in our right information. F is what we're looking for. We'll take the inverse cos when we're done. So side F is 3.6. Side D is 2.5. So bracket 2.5 squared. E is 2.6, so bracket 2.6 squared. D and E is 2.5 times 2.6. There we go. So again, we fill all that in. The order of operations, do 3.6 squared. And we get 12.96. That's 12.96. Do 2.5 squared. That is 6.25. Do 2.6 squared. Oh, 2.6 squared, and that's 6.76. And then multiply the three numbers on the denominator. Negative 2 times D times E. So negative 2 times 2.5 is 5. Multiplied by 2.6, it's 13, so it's negative 13, because one of the numbers was negative. So first thing we have to do is add these three numbers in the numerator together. So we get 12.6, subtract 6.25, subtract 6.76, and we get negative 0.05 over 13. Okay. And divide those two numbers, and we get, I'll show that on the calculator now. We'll divide those two numbers. We get negative 0.5 divided by negative 13, and we get 0.0038 and so on. We get 0.0038 461538. We get angle F. Oh. Angle F is equal to, angle F is equal to the inverse cos of this number, this bracket, and angle F, oh, angle F is equal to, so I go to my calculator, second function cos, second function answer, we get 89.77. So we get the angle equals 89.8. So almost a right angle triangle, right? Pretty close. Okay. So let's go to example 3. This will be our last example for the video. was determine the length of CB. So the length of CB is the same as lower A. Okay, so I'm going to grab that formula for lower A right now. What's great about this one is it's ABC and it's already labeled ABC, and we're looking for A because it's side, angle, side, so we can find the side opposite of the angle between two sides. So we can just start plugging stuff in. B is 32. C is 40. B is 32. C is 40. And upper A is 58 degrees. B is 58 degrees. So we plug everything in. Now we're going to solve everything. So we're going to do the calculations. 32 squared, 1024. 40 squared, 1600. 2 times 32 is 64, times 40 is 2560. I'm going to add these two numbers together. I get 2624. I'm going to multiply negative 2560 by cos 58. Negative 2560 cos 58 degrees. And I get negative 1356.59, and so on. And then I'll subtract the two numbers. I'll subtract the two numbers I get. So when I subtract the two numbers, I get 1267.40. I'm going to take the square root of both sides. I'll take the square root of both sides. I get A equal to the square root of that. And I do it on my calculator. Do that now for you in a minute. So remember, it's second function square root of that number. Second function answer, so I'm taking the square root of this here. That's the answer. And I get 35.6006. 35.6006, and so on. And since the nearest meter, the nearest meter, so that means that A is equal to, this decimal 6 rounds the 5 up to a 6, put the 6, put the units. Units are meters, as you can see from the diagram. They're both meters. Of course, they would have to both be meters in order for me to do that. And I get A equal to 36. So that means that that side is 36 meters. Okay? So in the next example, we'll probably finish off the section. But that's it for this video. I hope they're working well, and like I said, we'll start a couple of word problems in the next couple of videos. Thanks for watching. I hope the videos are helping, and we'll talk again soon.